Hello, and welcome once again to Inside Music. I'm your host, Seth, of No Sugar, No Cream podcast. Once again, I am here with Tim Wolf. Tim?
Yes, Seth. Good to have you. Good for you to have me. Whichever. Today's song is She Likes the Rain.
Beautiful, beautiful song.
Would you like to hear the first chorus?
I would love to. Oh my God.
She opens the window and watches the sky roll. Trouble's been coming for miles, but she keeps on fighting through thunder and lightning. Somehow she still finds that smile. She says, for worse or for better, there's nothing that we can't weather. So let the storms come, hell or high water, my sun's still shining as long as I got her. She ain't the kind that goes running when clouds come my way. She likes the rain. She likes the rain. She stands.
First question. As I look over the lyrics here, beautiful, beautiful lyrics. I noticed she opens the window, but yet there's no reference to her closing the window once it starts to warm. Would you say that the inside of her house was getting fairly wet from the rain?
Well, she opens the window to watch the sky roll. The storm is coming. It's not there yet.
But then toward the end of this, she likes the rain, so I'm thinking that the rain is there. Does she ever close the window?
Well, she stands in the drive with her arms.
So the rain hasn't come yet.
Hasn't come yet. Anyway,
I'm getting anxious for that rain.
I would like to set the stage for. So I wrote this song with a couple of Nashville writers. Well, James Donnelly, he's actually from Australia, and Marty Dotson, who's a veteran writer, pro writer in Nashville. Anyway, the premise for this song, at least, although there were other writers on it, but when we were talking about the meaning of it, I brought this up. And I grew up on a farm in South Dakota, and we were always short on rain. The crops were in the ground, and I helped on the farm so I was involved with driving the tractors and the combines and the things. But my dad would be in a bad mood when we were short on rain because he'd be stressed out we're going to get rain. And so when it would rain, Dad would be in a really happy mood. And it would be too wet that we couldn't go in the field. We'd go to town, do our grocery shopping and different things we had to do. We lived 30 miles away from town, and I'd have some spending money, and I'd buy comic books or candy, probably both. Everybody was happy. It was just a happy time. Rain meant happiness. My dad was in a good mood. The whole family was in a good mood. And also, I didn't have to work in the fields because we got a break because it was rain. So it was all good. And to this day, when it rains, it makes me very happy. Most people don't like the rain. I
do love the rain. As long as I'm driving it.
Yeah.
Something about the rain coming down.
Something about the rain and the smell of it. It's just. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the only one that likes rain, but I mean, there's an extra meaning for me in my childhood when it rained. So that was kind of the premise behind this song that I brought to the writing session, and I did explain that. And so we kind of baked that into the song. That is some of the behind the scenes meaning of the song. Another meaning that I intended for the song, and I hope that the listeners get out of it, is I'm reminded of a friend of mine who's been married a long time. And he said, the most important thing to look for in a spouse, in a mate, is find someone of good character. Don't go after looks. Character is what you need to make it stay. And I've alluded to that in some other songs.
That sounds like somebody that's married an ugly person. Okay.
That's just your opinion, man. A little throwback to Big Lebowski there. If you get that reference. Anyway, yeah, beauty fades. Looks fade over time. It's the character. My former boss, our former partner, had a saying. He would always say, show me a beautiful woman and I'll show you a man who's tired of messing with you. he used a more vulgar term, but
Tickling
her. Who's tired of tickling her? Men are very visual creatures, and we tend to think that we want to be with the most beautiful woman, but if she's a woman of bad character, that is not going to be fun for very long. And so the woman described in this song is a woman of great character.
Mm-hmm.
The storms come and they go, but she talks about being able to weather the storms.
Hell or high water.
Hell or high water.
It is very well written.
So, anything else in the first verse and the chorus that stand out to you? You know, my sun's still shining as long as I got her. Talks about the brightness that a mate can bring to you in spite of, and make difficult times even make the burden a little easier because you're sharing them together and you're supporting each other. That's the intent. All right, so let's go on to verse 2.
She stands in the drive with her hands to the sky and catches those drops on her skin. She says sometimes life hurts, but you just gotta learn, find beauty wherever you can. She says for worse or for better, there's nothing that we can't weather. So let the storms come, hell or high water, my sun's still shining as long as I got her. She ain't the kind that goes running when clouds come her way. She likes the rain. She likes the rain. She likes the rain. She likes the rain.
So imagery of she stands in the drive with her arms to the sky and catches those drops up. So the rain is now just starting to come. It's not coming down very hard, but catches those drops on her skin. So she's not afraid of the rain. She's not afraid of the storm. That's what the song is saying.
But she's definitely seen her fair share of storms.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
And it's not because she doesn't know what the storm's like, but she does, because she says sometimes life hurts. You know, you're talking about the storm of life in a way, I guess you could say. She seems to be well versed in being hurt. And, you know, love is famously hurts.
Yeah, it does. So, yes, it does often.
So,
yeah.
I mean, willing to take that risk and put yourself out there.
Yeah,
is,
I like that. I like that view on it. Yeah. Okay, so then we go into what I call the bridge section, which kind of breaks it down a little bit.
It starts coming down and there's nowhere to hide. I thank God she's the one standing by my side. So let the storms come, hell or high water, my sun's still shining as long as I got her. She ain't the kind that goes running when clouds come her way. She likes the rain. She likes the rain. She likes the rain. She likes the
So then there's the spiritual aspect of it in that breakdown section. Starts coming down. Well, actually, it's the lyric sheet we're looking at. It says pouring down, but I think I sang coming down. Starts coming down. There's nowhere to hide. I think God, she's the one standing by my side. So I try to put, you know, some mention of my faith into most of my songs, if not all of them. And there's the mention of, you know, thanking God for the mate in this song. And then the chorus repeats again.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. So I want to talk a little bit about the time signature for this song. This song is in 6/8, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Most songs on the radio are 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So this is 6/8. I tend to have an affinity for 6/8 songs. I have a few other 6/8 songs. And it's common in blues, it's common in certain genres, even country sometimes. It gives it a certain feeling. Now, it's somewhat like polka. Polka is 3/4, or not polka, waltz, I misspoke. Polka is 2/4. 6/8, although it's basically the same except you have 6 instead of 3 in a measure, it still has a completely different feel, in my opinion. And so my song Survive is another one that I wrote that is in 6/8. And I'm trying to think of what other ones. I know I have a handful of them. And in fact, Kerry, the drummer who played on this track, had commented that he thinks I have a special affinity for 6/8. What meant a lot to me. I don't know what that means, but he said that 6/8 seems to be my groove. Those of you who think about those things, this song is in 6/8. And the chord progression, there's only 4 chords in the entire song. They just are different order. It's not that complex of a chord progression. And the recording of it, so we recorded the bass and drums, the backing band up in Madison, Indiana, at the M3 studios there. And that's where we recorded the entire album, Born in South Dakota. And I just basically played along for scratch vocals and scratch guitar. And then I brought it all back to my studio here where we're sitting, and I added my parts. And I'm especially proud of the slide guitar that I added, which is in between the vocals, kind of interplay between it. This doesn't have a solo break, but it has the slide guitar that I played in between the kind of a call and response, if you will, between the lines of the vocal. And there's even one place where I played the same line as the vocal. See if I can find it here.
She says sometimes life hurts, but you just gotta learn. Find beauty wherever you can. She says for worse or for better.
Did you hear that? The slide is kind of it's almost like a harmony to that note.
She says for worse or for better.
So I think there's other times where I did that. I mean, I'm not. So most of the time it's call and response. In between, I sing a line and then I play a line. But sometimes I doubled up and kind of played a harmony to the vocal line. That's parts that I'm very proud of in this song. Deeply emotional song. I hope that people feel that when they listen to it. She likes the Raiin timwolf band version.
Awesome.
Okay, so this is on my Born in South Dakota album.
You did warn them.
I did warn them, yes.
You warned them.
Because I'm born in South Dakota. All right,
Awesome.
any closing words?
Well, I hope it rains today now. I'm in the mood for some nice rain. But guys, thank you for tuning in to Inside the Music. I am Seth of No Sugar, No Cream podcast. And this is Tim Wolf over here. He's also part of No Sugar, No Cream. But he's also a musician. Thank you for letting us come inside with you. Be inside. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome.